Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my crafty friends in the chat. I love seeing so many people coming in chatting. If you are new here, my name is Alicia, but as always, you can call me Crafty Al. And welcome to day 16 of my Crafty Advent 2023 live series. If you're excited to see what I get today in my boxes, make sure to give me a high five or some clapping over there in the chat. Speaking of that, if you are here chatting live with us, make sure you're on live chat, or maybe it says all comments or all messages, just so you're seeing the latest messages pop up on your screen. If you are joining us for the replay, welcome. So glad you're here. Make sure when you leave your comment down below that you include the hashtag replay so that I know you stopped by. I have seen some of you already said you gave this video your stamp of approval. As always, I appreciate a thumbs up by clicking that like button underneath the video. And if you have any crafty acquaintances who you think you might like to join us or subscribe to my channel, I hope you'll share this video and my channel. I did have one comment here I wanted to highlight. Maybe. Paula says, it is so fun to see people from all over come together for inspiration in our paper crafting world. I totally agree, Paula. I saw so many international friends popping up over there, so I'm glad you're all here. All right. Don't forget, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but as I get into crafting, I am not going to be able to look up very often to check the chat. Even right now is going super quick. So if there is something that you specifically need me for during the live, either tag me if you're on a desktop. You'll start typing in the @ call me Crafty Al, and then you'll be able to click on my name, and that pops your message up with a red box behind it, which is going to get my attention the easiest. All right. Now, if you can't do that, you might be on a mobile device. You can type Alicia or Crafty Al in all caps. Your whole message doesn't have to be in all caps, but just that first part. Now, if you just want to share something or have a general crafty question, there are going to be lots of knowledgeable and friendly people in the chat who can help you. So, are we ready to get started? But first, let's see our tags so far. All right, so each day I have to zoom out just a little bit to fit the tags in, but so far here are all 15 that I've made, and we will have 9 more coming, friends. I'm really going to have to squeeze these in. If this is your first time here, what I'm doing is opening my 3 Crafty Advent calendars each day, Spellbinders, Tailored Expressions, and Crafter's Companion. And then we spin the wheel to find out what I have to craft with that day and make a new tag. You might notice that all the tags look different, but they do have something similar in common, and that is the color palette. And we chose that during the kickoff live, where I also told you more about the series and the special giveaways. So if you haven't yet seen that video, make sure in the description box below, I have a link to the kickoff video, and I have a link to the entire playlist so you can get caught up. If you join us here live each day, at the end of the session, I draw for a name to win the tag, and that is open to any subscriber anywhere in the world. Now, if you're a US subscriber, I am going to be giving away a Crafter's Companion Advent Calendar and a Spellbinders Advent Calendar, and each day I am sharing a secret word, and you need to collect those as we go along. At the end of the month, I will be back with a special video to tell you how you can enter those into the giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, make sure when you're collecting your secret words that you put the day that you're, like day 1 was this secret word, day 2 was this secret word. You will need that for the final form, okay? Well, let's go ahead and clean this up. I see a couple people say my screen isn't sharp. For me, it's showing I have an excellent connection. So, and there's nothing honestly at this point I can do on my end. I have one setting for my cameras, unfortunately. If it is just some of you, you might want to go out and then come back in and see if that fixes it. Make sure if you want to see it in higher resolution, that you make sure your settings are for the high resolution, because sometimes those will get knocked down if you want to save data. But on my end, it looks okay. All right, let's see what we got today, guys. We are looking for day 16. I am going to open up Spellbinders first. Right down here, probably 1.5 inches wide by maybe 3 inches tall. I'm going to guess dies. I love Spellbinders dies, so every day I get a die, I'm happy. Again, I would like some embellishments, but let me know what your guess is over in the chat. And if you want to guess, if you're here on replay and you want to guess, you can do that too in the comment section. All right, here we are. Oh, here, I'm going to turn it around. Look at that. I'm going to say, because there's an outline, I think it's going to be a sentiment die. Let's check it out. Yes. Oh, I do love a good sentiment with shadow die. And that's that's a really fun font. I think that would look good with, let me get it out. I think this font would look really good with that stencil they gave us. Both kind of mod looking. All right, Crafter's Companion. Let's see what they gave us today. Maybe we'll get some embellishments from them. Up here, about 3 by 2.5 maybe. I'm going to just put it out there in the world. I think that this is some kind of embellishment. Knowing my luck, it isn't, but we can hope. Put your guesses over there in the chat. Oh, guys. All right. We got some gold and silver metallic ribbon. Yeah, not too bad. I'm not usually a big ribbon user, but hey, if I can add a little shine to some of the tags, that will work out. All right. Last but not least, not Spellbinders, Tailored Expressions. And if you missed yesterday's live video on their channel, they did use last week's gifts and made a fun little card. So make sure to check it out. I linked it in yesterday's video, and today is 16. Right. This feels similar to yesterday, that eraser that we got. It's like a long, skinny tube. Let's shake it. It doesn't shake. So it can't be any kind of embellishment. They did recently come out with some detail blender brushes. Maybe I got one of those. Let's see. Oh, it is glue. I can always use that, right? I think when I was at Stamp Joy, they previewed this. I just put lotion on my hands. They previewed this, I think, that they were coming out with glue. There we go. Let's just see what the tip looks like. So, pretty standard. I don't know. It kind of reminds me, is it Gina K Connects glue that kind of looks like that? But hey, I can always use adhesive. And if I don't need a real fine tip like I do, this is definitely going to work. I would like to know, so far, which has been your favorite Advent calendar? Which one would you yourself maybe order next year? Yeah, just your favorite. And we don't have to tell we're staying positive over in the chat. Just tell your favorite. I think for me, next year, I would rebuy probably Spellbinders and Tailored Expressions. I like with Spellbinders all the dies. I really love dies. Even though some of these have been like fussy with all those little bits, I have enjoyed putting them together. And with Tailored Expressions, I kind of like the unknown. Like, I've gotten their Advent calendar now. This is my 3rd year. So some people are like, why would they give you an eraser? Or, why you can't even use that? That's kind of what I like about this calendar. There's a variety of stuff. It's not all definitely crafting. So, yeah, I would probably get those two. Maybe the Crafter's Companion. I'd have to think about it and revisit the price point on that. All right, so here's what we got today. And I don't know about you, but I feel like leaving Tailored Expressions in there today would be, yes, I could use this, but wouldn't we rather see maybe what one of these other two things looks like? So let me get my daily picker tool ready. I am going to re-hide that Tailored Expressions, and I'll turn it back on later. But let's find out what I'll be working with. Okay, so we have 2 Spellbinders, 2 Viewer's Choice, and then 1 Artist's Choice, and 1 Crafter's Companion. Let's see what we get today, guys. Spellbinders. We're going to be using the hello. All right. We'll hide that for tomorrow. So, oh, I almost forgot my music. So I started out my musical t-shirt week with my favorite musical t-shirt, and that was from Hamilton. And so throughout the week, I've been wearing different ones. Well, I'm ending my musical t-shirt week with Hadestown, which you can see part of it, but you can kind of tell I love Hamilton, right? And there's even a lot more over here that you can't see. But Hadestown is right up there with Hamilton. Let me know over in the chat if you have ever seen Hadestown. I knew it was going to be good when we went to it because, of course, it won a lot of awards, but I didn't really know the story, and I wasn't into, Greek mythology or Greek tragedies. So on the way to the Orpheum, I just read a little bit about it. I'm like, okay, guys, blown away. It's one of Hamilton and Hadestown are both sung through musicals, which means there is very little just dialogue. It's singing. And those are my favorites because I love a song that tells a story. So when the story is made out of songs, it is right up my alley. All right. Now I have to think about what I'm going to do. This is always a nerve-wracking part. So who knows? We might be using the glue today. But I think let's bring in all our goodies so far. So I think I'm going to get back out. I know I've used it. I don't know if I've used it 2 times already, but I really, really love this stencil set. Okay. So I'm going to use that because I think it would look good with the hello die. And I'm going to get out the sequins that kind of match the watermelon. Guys, I'm going to try to do it today. I'm going to try to use the shaker die as a shaker die. So give me a crossed fingers over there. All right. And I think then that's all I did. So these are the odds and ends that we've gotten so far. And then in the binder is the stencils. Sorry, not the stencils, the dies that I've gotten so far. But I don't think I'll need any of those since we have the hello and the tag dies. And then in this plastic case is my card kit. Or what I guess my tag making kit. As I mentioned before in the kickoff, we chose the color combo that I'd be using during this series. We chose this together. And then I got out inks, markers, and cardstocks that matched this. And I also got out a few dies. So this has probably been the one I've used the most. But I've used this one a few times too, but I haven't made a shaker. I'm going to try it, guys. I'm going to try it. So we might be here for a little bit. You might want to go get a snack or a drink. Or who knows, maybe it'll just go completely wrong. And we won't be here very long at all. Okay, so we'll get that out. Since these kind of replace the watermelon, I am going to get out pineapple, pumpkin, and sweet basil for my stencil. And I think for my hello die, I will cut it out of watermelon. And I have just a scrap here from when I used the other shaker tags. So we'll use that for the hello die. I don't think I need any markers. But I might have to get another piece of watermelon out. I want my backer to be white, and then I'm going to get out my watermelon. Oops. That stuff on. Oh my goodness. I had a little craftalanche going back there, going to try to get my watermelon cardstock scraps out. I had 2 fun foils fall off the shelf. All right. I also need some more white cardstock. And I think for my shadow, I'm going to use vellum so we can see behind it. So I'm going to go grab that and some acetate. We're going to be doing a lot of die cutting today, friends. Instead of using foam tape, I think I'm just going to cut a few of the borders in white, like maybe 5, and then stack those together. So let's start our die cutting. Can we zoom out a little bit? A little too far. Okay. Put all the stuff I'm going to use later over there. And now we'll start all of this. Probably is. I like, oh, that's got a lot too. I like to flip this back and forth. I don't know why. I think just maybe more even cutting. And then I'm going to cut one of the frames from watermelon. And I guess, you know, while I'm at it, I could go ahead and just put this in the middle instead of using the other scrap. I think I'll do that. Okay. Is anybody crafting along? Or are you just watching? Did anybody else get an Advent and open it today? I'm going to set my stuff I've cut up here at the top so I don't lose it, especially my letters. And then I'm going to take this and cut. Okay, normally I would cut this in half with my trimmer, but we just got to go for quick here. See, some people are, let's see, Great 924 is crocheting, working on mailing some cards, started craft roulette cards. Awesome. Katie is making some last minute tags. Awesome, awesome. And if you're just sitting there enjoying a snack and a drink, awesome too. Sometimes it's nice to do that. I have seen some of you talk about craft roulette. And if you've been around my channel long, you definitely know it. But if you haven't, it is a fun, crafty game show every Friday night on the Craft Roulette channel. And last night, Mary had the one and only Christina Werner on there as a guest. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. You can play along if you're not a patron until tomorrow night at midnight. And she has some fabulous sponsors and gifts this month. So I hope you will check it out. I did watch it last night as I was getting my channel member mail ready to go, so I couldn't chat a whole lot. But the parameters did freak me out a little bit. They were a little harder this time. So I don't know if I'll get to making a card, but it is always just fun to see what you can do, even when you're scared about the parameters. And I put a post, I think, on my community tab and in the Facebook group, but I will be going back on Craft Roulette in February. So I hope that you will join us for that. You can go set a reminder, and closer to time, I will remind you as well. And let's see if we can get 2. No, probably can't get 2 more out of that. Normally, I do this with foam tape, but because of the shape of that at the top, I'm not even going to try. But if it was just a regular rectangle, I would do foam tape. K-Motto, and I'm sorry, I forgot your first name again. I think it might be Kristen. That Christina really tempted Mr. Wheel last night. She definitely did. She was like, "Bring it, I'll do it," and she did. She tested Mr. Wheel, and Mr. Wheel showed up with a challenge for sure. And if you're like, "What's Mr. Wheel?" Yeah, there is so much. They have a lot of their own words over there on Craft Roulette. But if you're there more than one night, you will know exactly what everything is. And just like my chat, it is one of the kindest places on YouTube. You do not need to be scared that you're not going to be welcomed. Everybody is so kind and friendly, and it's a positive chatter box they call the chatters. So I hope that you will check that out sometime. All right, so that'll be it for the frames. And, oh, now I need to cut a background out of white. And that's the one that I'll stencil on. Oh, I almost did the wrong thing. So I'm going to cut one of these out of white. And then for the stenciled part, I'm just going to use one of the insides from the frame that I cut out so far. I don't know if anybody has shared in the chat box what the parameters were, what she had to work with. But if you haven't yet, if somebody could share those. And then you might know why it was a little bit scary last night. But I know that next week there will be hundreds of cards entered, and they're all going to use the parameters just perfectly. All right, so I got that. So I think I'm done with... No, I'm not. I need to cut my acetate. For the acetate, I think I'm going to use the backer die just so it goes completely behind that. There we go. So a square card, the colors were nest, and then ladders and add a cat. Okay, I was hoping this would cut the acetate, but it is not. It did put a little indentation in there, so I will, I'll cut that later with some scissors to finish cutting it out. And then finally, for the vellum, for behind my hello, who else loves vellum? Let me know over there in the chat. vellum, clear cards, some of my favorites. Another shadow here. And guys, I think we might be done with die cutting. We can always bring that back in though if we're not. I take a minute to get a drink. All right. So I think so everything has time to dry. I am going to start gluing before I stencil onto here. So this might get quiet for a while, guys. Oh, yes. Elisa, I will not forget. I will be thinking about it as I glue together some of my parts here. So I'm just going to put glue on the front of this. Try to keep it away from the edges. I'm going to use my new Tailored Expressions tube that I got. And now the good thing about liquid glue and layering stuff is that you always have time to kind of move everything around. And if it slightly looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, nobody has to know, right? I'll just try to do my best. While I'm doing this, I will try to talk. We all know how that goes. But last night, I think I've done something crafty that I've never done before. So when I send out my channel member mail, I like to seal the envelope with my ATG. And then I put a little bit of washi tape on the back flap just for some added decoration and to help hold it down. You guys, let me know if you've ever done this. I finished not one, but 2 rolls of washi tape. I only had that cardboard thing in the center that it holds on to. Let me know if you've ever actually finished a roll of washi tape. Also, have you actually ever completely finished anything from your crafty stash? I know, like, it's kind of common, you know, for cardstock, but even then, I probably still have some scraps left of the color. Yes, I did. That was one of the first things I did. Okay, now I need this not to have the topper on it because later I need to know where this is going to go. Which, you know what, I guess I could go ahead. I'm going to glue these together and then that will be easy to inset there. Got to remember to keep this toward the outside so only my frame gets adhesive. This definitely, yeah, comes out with a thicker line than like your art glitter glue or barely art glue with that fine tip. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a little thicker. I'm going to spread some of that out. Ruth, I haven't, but I also don't want to say it right after everybody. Oops, there we go. I also don't want to say it right after everybody's asking for it in the chat, because then people later can come just come and look for that instead of having to watch the video for it. I haven't forgotten it, and I do know what it is. Yes, Paula, it does. I didn't think about that. I have definitely used up my ATG rolls and adhesive. Yes. All right. Now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm just going to try to cut right inside where the indentation was made. This doesn't have to be perfect here. Just needs to cover up that from the back of the window. And I'm going to just chop off the topper part. And now this, I will put on the back of my watermelon piece. And I will not glue these together yet until the end, obviously, because we need to put our shaker bits in there. Judy says, is that 2 layers of the one tag die that you use? So I cut 4 in white, and then I cut the front once, and I cut the back once. And depending what the back looks like, I might add a different one with my signature, or I might add, or I might just write it right on there. Okay. Oh, no, that's not where I want that to go. Oh my goodness, guys, were you out there screaming in the chat? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? That was almost a fail. And I need to ignore this. I mean, I need to, sorry, focus on this, not ignore this. So I'm going to try to get the acetate on here and not put it onto my card front or onto my tag front. All right. Okay, yeah. Oh, I can probably hide Judy's comment. Yes, I'm sure you all were like, don't do it, Alicia. Okay. And then I know you guys can't see it, but I'm just trying to make sure I get that behind the adhesive, but not so it peeks out from the edges. And I don't know how well this glue will hold plastic. Oh, goodness. I did just have that smush out from the edges. Hopefully my hello will cover that up later. Oh my good. Oh, guys, it's getting to be a mess here. I've got glue all up in the middle of that. I'm just bringing in my stamp chamois to wipe that off. And you know what? I'm just going to set this to the side before I do something worse with it, okay? All right. Today's secret word. inspired by one of our products is going to be hello. Hello, hello. So make sure that when you write that down, you put that that was for day 16. And I will write it down on my sheet as well. Don't forget, those are secret words. If you give them away in the live chat or down in the comment section, unfortunately, you will be disqualified from the giveaway. I want to keep them for those of you who are taking the time to watch, just like you guys here in the chat and you guys here on replay. All right. So I'll set that to the side for now. Oh, you know, we'll go ahead. I'll get these ready. Probably need my tweezers. Now, I will tell you, when I have a word with shadow, I do prefer when all of the letters are connected together, so I just have to glue down one thing. But that's probably not what this font looks like, so we're going to go with it. I still really like it, so it's very neat. Just going to go letter by letter, hold the letter with my tweezers. These are the reverse tweezers, so I don't have to squeeze them while I'm using them to get them to hold whatever I want held. They are already holding it. If you do not have a pair of reverse tweezers, I would recommend that. And these are by EK Tools. No idea how I got them, but they are my favorite. They hold everything nice and tight. And now, try to get this laid down in there centered. But again, because of the liquid glue, I do have some wiggle room. Oh, that's going to look cute. Oh, I like this already. This might become one of my favorite, like, sentiment dies, you guys. I love this. Before I let go of with my tweezers, I try to get it centered first, and then I hold just one part down while I take the tweezers away. All right. Just a couple more. If you haven't already, if you'll hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying today's live. I see we have 141 people watching and 73 stamps of approval. Let's try it. Can we get that up to 100 before the end of the live? Oh, guys, yeah, this is cute. Susan says, must have craft tool reverse tweezers. Yes, I have a few of them. Me too, Susan. I think I have 3. But again, these are my favorite just because how nice and tight they hold everything. One of my pairs, I have to like stick my finger in between there to get it to hold tight. But this is, I don't know if these are available anymore, but I would suggest these. All right. Ooh. Oh, hold up. Paula just gave me some good news. I looked for your cutter bee scissors last night on Amazon. Or last night, and Amazon has them on right now. They're on sale. Thank you. I will have to go check that out. Yes, I used to have 2 pair, and I've lost one. No idea where it went. And then my one that's left, the tip is bent. Oh, guys. I love that. Give this hello die a thumbs up or a high five over there in the chat. I don't know. I don't even know how I got these, Lisa, but I'll keep my eyes out. Oh, I love that. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more cleanup on my acetate later, but, oh, that, love it, love it. Now I'm going to bring in my little piece of white, and we are going to stencil it. Yeah, you know what, Spellbinders, I know I polled earlier, and next year I'll definitely probably get both, but Spellbinders has kind of won me over for their advent calendars. And bring in a piece of grid paper. That one's kind of... And oh guys, I almost forgot. I was going to tack this down quickly, but last night while I was doing my member mail, my ATG, I ran out of tape, and I told you that if it happened during this series, I would show you how to reload it and give you some tips in case you have an ATG and you've gotten frustrated with yours and don't even try it anymore. So here we go. So it finished last night. So this side, I don't know if you, there, it has arrow, there we go, arrows which way you turn it to open. So we're going to open that so we can take off. This is the side that used to have the adhesive on it, but that is empty now. So what I do, pull that off. This goes in the trash. And then there's the little plastic core that I put in the recycle bin. And this is what the tape from Tape Jungle comes like. And if you want to try out their tape, don't forget that yesterday I told you about a special discount that you can get 10% off. So I hope that you'll go check them out. I have bought from them at least 10 years. They is where I've exclusively bought my ATG refills. So I've always had great experiences. The tape works well. And like I talked about yesterday, if you buy the case, I know it's 144 rolls and it's a lot. It's a little over $1.25 a refill. And if you save that 10%, it's like $1.13, $1.14. So I hope you'll check it out. I forgot to put a link. I need to add a link, but I do have the discount code down in the description right at the top below. But I don't think I put a link to the tape that I get. You do want to make sure that you get it for the correct ATG. So, all right. Here we go. So there is a diagram on here how it goes. And I do have to refer to that every single time, okay? But we kind of want to look at the top one right now. Let me see if I can get that. So the tape is going to, well, let's just do it. I think it's probably easier. So start your roll, right? So get it started. You want to make sure that it's coming down here from the bottom, and you're going to put it on there, and then it kind of locks into place. Of course, now that I tell you guys that I can do this quickly, it's going to take me forever, but it does lock into a place. There's a couple little plastic pieces on the black part, and the first part goes over the roll, the second part goes under, and then compress the button as you roll this around, okay? Bring it far enough so that there are 2 slots right here, okay? And that's where you're going to like kind of catch your adhesive at. So I bring it far enough so it's easy to go through there. So you see that now, how that's like between those two, like that. And now what I do, I pull this tight, but because the button isn't compressed, these wheels won't move, but I just want to get this tight. And then this is kind of sticky here, so I just stick that to the wheel, trying to get it right against that black plastic circle at the back, okay? Now, then you're going to press the button and roll this around until it stops saying, what does it say? Thread dispenser, use leader to, so it has some text on there that gives you enough adhesive to get it started and get around, or enough tape. And once you get past that, now you don't have to do this. I know that some of you don't, but I like to go ahead and break the adhesive so that I kind of have it started right here, okay? Because sometimes it's harder to get it started. And then you put back on your thing here and hold it so it's locked. And that is done. So hopefully that was helpful, and that'll come in handy for you. All right, now, where was I at? I am going to hold up. Nan, I am so sorry, friend. We will all send out prayers and happy healing thoughts for you, and I hope that next year you're back here. I am so sorry. All right. So tack that down. We have our 3 stencils. They are numbered. You don't have to stencil them in order, but you do want to make sure that you can read that number correctly, and it's always in the same place. So right now, all my numbers are down here on the bottom right. Okay. Very helpful. Thank you. So glad. Elisa says, no wonder mine wasn't working right. I ran the leftover behind rather than on top. Awesome. I hope that will help you guys. It's, you know, if you're a card maker like me, I go through multiple rolls a month. So it's best for my pocketbook. I'm going to get this set up. And just like the last times, I might have a pencil. Just like the last times, I'm going to set it up and then mark where a corner was for the next one. So I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll just put a pencil mark right up here in this corner and down in this corner so that that will help us line the next one up. I need this. So I need yellow, orange, and green brushes. And I'll just start with this first one down here. So I'm using pineapple for my yellow. And as I've mentioned before, I like to do clockwise and counterclockwise when I am stenciling. Get all that ink off the brush. Barbara says, what do you do with all that you make? Honestly, Barbara, now most of the cards I make in a month go out to channel members at the end of the month. So I usually try to keep them like either seasonal to the month, or, you know, like maybe the holiday, or just like hello or thank you. I run out of cards usually each month that I have made sending that out. The tags, though, yes, I'm giving away all of these as I make them. Okay, so that was one. So I'm going to bring in Number 2, again, making sure that's number 3. It wouldn't matter, but number 2, and I want my number 2 down here in this corner, and I'm going to start by kind of lining it up in my pencil marks. But then I also want to make sure that when I've lined it up with the pencil marks, that it also looks good with what I have already stenciled. So if you've done layered stenciling, you probably know that. But if you haven't, it might not always match up exactly to what you have. We'll zoom in a little bit here. Next up is pumpkin. I tap off the excess. I usually try in an area of the stencil that doesn't have an opening, of course, but that way if I need more orange later, I can come back to that spot and grab it because it hasn't soaked into anything. It's just sitting on the stencil. All right. Oh, don't know where that came from all of a sudden. Oh, it's the middle of the O, wasn't it? And now I'm going to put my orange brush away so I don't put it in my green. And now we'll do sweet basil. Iona says, I love Alicia's cards. They are wonderful to receive. Thank you, Iona. I just wrote yours out last night, and I'm going to the post office this afternoon. Oh, my goodness. I about did the same stencil, though. Ugh. Stop talking, Alicia. Yeah, going to the post office after today's live is over to mail them off. I'm glad some of you are out there looking out for me again in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Too bad I couldn't hear you being like, Alicia, do not do it. Right? It'd be nice if I could hear you. Speaking of being nice if I could hear you, if you are a die cut or paper trimmer level channel member, which, by the way, shout out to my channel members who are here in the chat. Their names are highlighted and they have a little icon next to them. But if you're a die cut or paper trimmer level channel member, each month we get together on Zoom. I do stream it to YouTube in case you don't want to get on Zoom, but we do get to chat back and forth with each other. So that is always fun. Then they can tell me, don't do it, Alicia. And I can hear them. All right. Ah, I love this. I want okay. Now, I know that Tailored Expressions had a create and quad that had some patterns like this. I don't know if it was exclusive to an event. I do have it. But if you know of a company that maybe just has like a 6x6 version of it, you know, that's like similar with, you know, like these kind of shapes, let me know. If you do let me know, though, I don't want to miss it. So maybe leave it in the comment section below. But I want a big stencil that looks like this. All right, now I'm going to, I don't know yet which way, you know, if I want it to be like here or here. So I'm going to see what it looks like. I think I kind of like that long strip over there. So I'm going to put it in that way. Freya, definitely. Next time I'm in Sittard, I will have to reach out. It might be a while, though. We haven't been back in a while, but yes, definitely. Alicia, you should create one of your own. Because I'm on the Tailored Expressions design team, I can't create product anymore. you know, because I used to design stencils for Jamie and I freaking loved it. But I can't anymore because, you know, I get to see some of their stuff ahead of time. So I can't. But yes, I hope somebody out there has one. Elisa said, is there a way to just pay for 1 year? Unfortunately, there is not. YouTube runs all of the money and the account stuff behind the scenes, so I can't do any of that. And really, you know, just watching, giving videos your thumbs up, and commenting and sharing is appreciated as well. All right, I think I got one more question here before Brandy, who is from Busy Scrapping here in Omaha, my local scrapbook store, which I still haven't gotten there, but today's the day where I actually have a vehicle and I have to go to the post office. She said, we got a ton of 6x6 stencils from a new company. We carry AAL. Is that AAL in Create, or is it like all in Create? Not that exact one, but there are a ton. I will have to check those out. Thank you. I love a stencil. I love a stencil. If you are ever in the Omaha area and you want to make a crafty purchase, make sure to check them out. They're just like a few minutes south of I-80 on 84th Street. So very easy to get to. All right. Did I actually put adhesive on the back of that? I think I did. And I'm almost thinking now, you guys, I might need one more piece of white because, you know, I did this inset, so it took up one of my outside pieces. I'm going to cut one more of those because I don't think the sequins will go in there. Like, or if they are, they're going to be trapped for good. Actually, I might cut 2 more of that. As we knew from the beginning, this shaker tag like this was going to be some hits and misses. So thank you for bearing with me. What do I do with my die? I think I'm going to cut 2 more of these. And I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this off screen for now so I don't have to pull this back in. Trudy, thank you for that suggestion. I will check that out. Simon says stamp Geo leaves. Oh my goodness. I took my die over there and didn't take my cardstock. That's going to not work. Maybe I should have used foam tape. But as we all know, I live and learn here during these lives. Oh, Susan just said, Brandy, those are some super cool stencils. Well, now I definitely have to get over there. All right, I'm going to go with 4. We'll just double up what I originally thought. And now you're going to have to sit while I adhere these together again. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Here we go. It's like we're starting over here. Looks like Polly might have shared some good news health-wise. Awesome. Oh goodness, we need some like elevator music playing in the background while I do stuff like this. This is going to get even more like Leaning Tower of Pisa. Mom, full of joy, wants to know, what are the color dividers in the clear plastic storage bins behind you? I think you mean this. I think you mean these. And they're not dividers. I have my cardstock in project folders. I label which color it is. And then I have these in alphabetical order. If you wanted to know about something else, let me know, okay? Great. Thank you. Okay. All right, let me try to adhere now. Oh yeah, I can already tell this thing is definitely not straight. So whoever wins it today, if you want to enter to win it, you'll have to forgive me. I should have stuck with foam or foam tape. I've tried foam like this before, but like mine seems to distort and like squish, so it doesn't do anything better, but I should have known better and just stick with what I know. While we're kind of talking about LSSs, or local scrap or stamp stores, I know it's kind of unique anymore to even have one by you. So if you still do have one in your area, why don't you put the name of the store and the city that it's in case others, if they're going to go on road trips or maybe they're near your area and don't even know about it. Let's share the love, because we do not want them to go away for sure. Busy Scrappin' was supposed to close, and it was going to be sad. That was like our last, well, okay. I know people local to Omaha will tell me about Mangelson's, but Mangelson's, scrapbook stamp area is totally different than having a whole store dedicated to it. But yes, they do still have some stuff. But when Busy Scrappin' was going to close, that was some sad times. But luckily, a different owner came in and bought it, and it's back. And they just expanded into the little store next to them, so it's growing. So yeah, let us know over there in the chat if you still have one. And she says, Picnic Hill Create in Lincoln. I have been there. Very nice little store. And I second Camper 1965. Prayers to everyone who is battling cancer or any other health conditions. Okay. You are the one that told me about Pink. Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you went there and you love them too. And then Kristen says, Simple Pleasure Stamps in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I think I have been there. Yes. Amazing store. All right, guys. Again, whoever gets a tag, it's a little wonky, but I hope you love it anyway. It will have my signature on the back. Okay. Now, let's pour some sequins in there. I'm not going to do a whole lot. Because I do want them to be able to move around. And you know, my now the one nice thing about layering it up like this, you don't have the sequins sticking to the foam tape if they get out of hand. Maybe a few more. Oh, I love that so many of you are sharing about your local shops. Awesome. I have seen somebody mention Scrap Mania in Cedar Rapids, definitely. Also in Ankeny, Iowa, very close to Tailored Expressions, is Memory Bound Scrapbook Store. And it's on the smaller side, but every inch of that place is packed with goodness. Okay, guys. I'm gonna try to put on my topper. Patricia hopes she wins because she's wonky too. Welcome to the wonky side, Patricia. All right, here we go. Let's try to get these together now. I'm gonna put on the topper. Who else here loves a shaker? If you love a shaker, I don't know if I've ever made a shaker tag before, but if you love a shaker on a card or anything else and you haven't yet given this video your stamp of approval, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Oh, hold on. I got to clean off some glue before I do that. And here I let my stamp chamois, I left the case open last night so it could dry out so I could, you know, re-wet it. And then I forgot to re-wet it, but hopefully this will work. All right, I'm going to set this off to the side, just underneath a couple stamp blocks. And I'm going to give that 2 minutes to dry just before I put on the hello. Barbara said if you use your TE brush on the acrylic, the sequins won't stick to it. I kind of planned to do that and then totally forgot. Carmen says, Alicia, mom full of joy wanted to know what the clear plastic storage is down below your Christmas tree. So these are fridge bins, and I got the ones that are just divided in the middle. I don't know if you can see it very well, but oh, there is a plastic divider there. And I separate most of my stamps by holidays or occasions, but I have a couple companies like Gina K and Tailored Expressions that they just have their own section. And I made these. You know, I laid these out and printed them on cardstock, and then I cut them in half and laminated them for the dividers. Thank you, Carmen. I did not see her follow up on that. Shake it off. Okay. Susan says, I always sing shake it off when I make shakers. I'm going to do that from now on too, Susan. I love me some T Swift. Has anybody rented the Eras movie? I'm leery to pay $20 to only be able to watch it for 48 hours. I already paid like $60 to see it in the theater with my daughter. 60 plus concessions. So Katie, I think Katie's got a question, then I'll go back and try to finish my tag. Oh, wrong one. Katie, I would also like to know what specific tape to order for the ATG. I will link to the tape that I order for mine but you do have to pay attention when you order. Do you see how many holes there are in this white part? They sell it like this for some ATGs, and then other ATGs, I think they have fewer openings, okay? So you'll want to make sure. I will link to the actual tape that I get, but you have to make sure that it's the one you need for your ATG, all right? I will do that once I'm done here before I go run my errands. Okay. Polly says she loves how organized I am. Polly, that is all an illusion. That yes, like the part that you see pretty well organized, over here on the floor is a complete mess over there, but thank you. I need like I used to just let this place get out of control. Like I would make 10 cards and just throw everything around. I really have started putting it back where it should go, you know, after every couple projects. And I am enjoying that. I just need to get the entire place ready to go. All right. Let's put our hello on there. They're shaking okay. They're moving around, except these right up here in the corner. I have a clump that just wants to stay together. We'll zoom out a little bit. Okay. And I think I want it over here on this side a little bit. I'm going to use the same glue, and I'm going to just try to put my glue behind where my letters are. Again, though, it seems to be drying pretty clear, so even if it's smushed out, I think we're good. All right, guys. I will let that dry for a little bit too. I lost my water. All right, I'll let that dry for a couple minutes, and then we'll take one last look, and I will give it away. Kreia says to use a little ribbon. Maybe I'll add some in the hole later after it's dry. I'll see if one of the colors looks good with it. All right, if you have any questions while we're waiting, you could ask those. But then we'll also have a little time at the end, too, if you have a question. Especially if I missed one as they were flying by earlier. Oh, Nightbot has a good reminder. But if you are in the chat, I think you're already a subscriber. I do think chat is set to just subscribers. While I'm thinking about it, if you do want more information about channel membership, I do have it starting as low as $1.99 a month. There is a link in the description box below, or if you're on a laptop or a desktop, you can click the join button below this, and that doesn't join you right away, but it will pop up a little screen that tells you about the different levels. All right, let's go back over. I think we're probably good. Guys, we did it. You guys helped me by hollering in the comments when something was going wrong. That is adorable. I love it. I love that background. I'm definitely going to go check out the suggestions over in the chat about something that looks similar. And then I'll look today at Busy Scrapping. Chris says she's seeing seeing cats tonight. That was one of the musical t-shirts I wore during this week. And my daughter, when I told her I wore it, she's like, did you tell them the story? So we were watching Cats, and it was getting toward the end. We were there. Oh, hold up. Welcome to membership, Brandy. Thank you so much. So we were watching, and it was toward the end, you know, one of the last few songs. And, you know, like the main cat, sorry, can't remember, the rock star cat, came down the steps, and like, I don't even know if I noticed that he fell, but all of a sudden the lights go off and like the stage is dark for like 20 minutes. That poor guy like slipped and fell and hurt himself. And then I believe his understudy then came out and they restarted from that song. But I think everybody in the audience was clapping. You know how like if an athlete gets hurt during a game and then they get up and go back into the game, everybody claps. I think they thought it was the same person, but I think it was the understudy. But yeah, that's the first time anything like that has ever happened when I've been watching a show. Okay, guys, are we ready to find out who wants to win the tag? Don't forget, you can be anywhere in the world. And then after we're done, I'll tell you how to claim it if you want it. Now, if you don't want this tag, it's fine. You don't have to enter. Not going to hurt my feelings. I won't ever know. But if you do want this tag, over in the chat, you are going to type. Let me get it ready. You are going to type hashtag day 16. Hashtag day 16. It should look exactly like it does on screen. It needs to have the hashtag and there can't be any spaces. Now, if you have already typed your hashtag day 16 and you forgot the hashtag or put in spaces, go ahead and retype it correctly. You only get one entry. So even if you type it over there correctly 50 times, you're only going to get one entry. So definitely, though, get the correct one in there so you do get your entry. And I'll give you 2 minutes to get that in. Let's see. I think yesterday, we got above 100 likes, guys. Can we get above 125? We're at 116. 9 more likes. Yesterday, I had 94 people who wanted the tag. I don't know if we'll get more than that today. I did remember my timer this time, Kreia. I had been forgetting that one. All right, get in those hashtag day 16, just like it looks on screen. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Hashtag day 16. We got about 1 minute left, guys. And then as the chat is slowing down with day 16s, if you have a final question for me, get those in, all right? Get those in, then I'll answer them. Oh, my goodness. Where did I go? I lost. Hold on, guys. Sorry. There we go. I didn't even realize that you were looking at my desktop. I hit the wrong button. But I will go ahead and just put the tag there so we can look at it. Ooh, 123 likes. We're almost there, guys. Can we do it? And what are we at for the giveaway? 84. It is pretty. It did kind of stop at 84. So not quite beating the record, but it got close. All right. So are we ready to find out who the lucky winner is of this little Hello Shaker tag? I might have to make another one of these for myself. I like that one. All right, let's go ahead and pick a winner. Like I say almost every time, you might not see your name going by on screen, but there are 84 people entered. Congratulations goes to Chris Thrasher. Congratulations, Chris. You are the lucky winner, so I need you to make sure that you fill out the claim form. It is toward the top of the description box below. It is 2 pages, so make sure you fill each one out and submit it. I would suggest doing it right away so that you don't forget and then miss out, because I will not be tracking people down at the end of the month. Good news is, though, so far they have all been claimed and I have shipping information. So thank you over in the chat for congratulating Chris as well. I know that I wish I had 84 of these. So now's a good time. If you have any final questions, you can get those in. Just a reminder that I will be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central to open up day 17. Monday and Tuesday, I will be out of state taking care of some stuff. So I will have pre-recorded videos. For those, the giveaway on those, I will tell you in each one how to enter. It will be a Google form you'll have to fill out. And then you'll actually have until 9 o'clock the next morning to get that filled out before I close the form. And then when I get back, hopefully on Wednesday, hopefully I'll be back and ready to go, I will announce the winners on Wednesday's video. So you're going to have to make sure that you watch that to claim it, okay? So you know if you have to go fill out that giveaway form. All right, guys. Well, I do not see any final questions. So, yeah, oh, wait, hold up. I want to go. Oh, no, we did. Guys, we hit 125 likes. So guess what time it is? It is time for a bonus secret word. Just like with the normal secret words, you cannot give these away. But we did reach 125 likes. So let me look at my list so far. Okay. Your bonus secret word for today is just going to be likes. Likes. So you'll want to have a separate section to keep your bonus words. You won't have to know what day or what video or how you earned it. I will just have a section where you can add those. But you know, if you want to put, that it was, day 16 bonus next to it, you can do that. But make sure at the end that you keep that word, and I'm going to write it down now. All right. So that is also a little bonus for staying until the end after I announce the winner. But guys, I think that we might be done. So until tomorrow, I hope you all have a crafty day. Bye-bye, guys.